Did you get it to work? I'm going to demo it now if you didn't. First off, I didn't want this in that. So I will delete that, and I will delete the measurement out and hide the multi-section. Okay, so let's create our next 3 geometrical sets. Let's name this fill with tangent. Multi-section with tangent. Is that? I think I got the I and the T crisscross there. And blend with tangent. All right, so I'm going to go to the fill command, grab this, grab this, grab this, grab that surface, grab this, preview, select OK. I don't know if you noticed this, but we got a mess going on. Okay, you can see it went to the boundaries there. Okay. It stayed on that edge were straight, but it blended smooth and tangent at the rest of the area, just like you asked it to do, and that's what you're going to get. Okay. Oh, I put that in the blend with tangent. That should have been with fill with tangent. I'm just going to drag and drop that right up there. We'll pretend like I didn't make that mistake. So there's the fill. I will hide that. And the one I demoed for you already was multi-section, so we'll make that the in-work object. Again, with the multi-section, what you're doing is you're grabbing the boundary, just like, I missed multi-section. Multi-section, I'm going to grab a boundary curve. But before I go to the second curve, it's asking me for a support, meaning do you want a surface to hold tangency to? If I grab that surface, it's saying that the surface will blend tangent to this top surface at the boundary of section 1. And that's why it says extrude 2 is your support. When I grab this boundary here, it's going to go to that surface. If I hit preview, see what it's doing there? It came in nice and tangent here, and then it's going to go right to that as best it can. So what you want to do is for the support on line number 1, you're going to make this a support. So extrude 1 and 2. And I'm going to hit preview. Now here's one thing I did that I don't like. If this is line 1 and this is extrude 1, I should have used this for boundary curve 1. Okay. Oh, I think I did do that actually. No, I didn't. So line 1 is up here. My boundary curve 1 is line 2 and extrude 2. So I don't like that. However, it did blend it. Now look how nice and smooth the transition is. So I'm going to cancel that and do it the way I would like it to be done under multi-section. Select this boundary curve, select that surface to hold tangent. Line 1 is linked to limit 1, section 1, and extrude 1. My boundary 2 is going to be linked to the line 2 and surface 2. So when I preview that and select OK, right click on this and go to boundaries, properties. Let's see, we'll go with that brown theme again. All right, let's compare that to fill surface 1. And you see there's quite a difference there. So perhaps I can do a measure between, and I find it actually easier to grab them off the tree. It's having a hard time computing what I've got going on here. Let's try and switch. Measure between. Take the maximum off, go back to minimum. Oh, let's go to maximum distance and pick the two surfaces and see what we get. Still get a computation failed. I'm going to cancel that and go back to measure between. Let's try and do a minimum distance. And what's going to happen is it's going to tell me that there's a minimum distance of 0 because at some point they actually touched each other. All right, but I don't know where the gap's at. So anyways, I'll select OK. You can see there's quite a bit of contrast though from one surface to the next. So that was multi-section versus fill. Let's go ahead and undo the height measurement. Oops. Control Y to redo that, and let's hide the fill. Hide the multi-section. And let's try the same thing using blend surface. So back to the surface tab and go to blend surface. I'm going to start with 1 and go here is my support. It works just like multi-section as far as what you're doing. Hit preview. Oh shoot, I can't really see anything. I'm going to say OK. Oh, the reason why I can't see anything is I just put the blend surface in the multi-section, which is unhide. So I'm going to undo that. Make blend the in-work object. And then build your blend surface with this boundary and this surface. With this boundary. Whoops, I missed. This boundary and that surface. You can see in the pop-up window I've got line 1, extrude 1. Line 2, extrude 2 is my first and second options. I'll hit preview. Looks just like multi-section. But there's probably some slight differences. It's hard to zoom up on there. That boundary looks like there's some slight changes. So people ask me all the time, which is the best one? I don't know which is the best one. It all depends on your scenario, what it is you're trying to design. It have multiple ways to try. So if one way doesn't work, try another way. Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hit hide. Let's change the color. Let's say salmon. Okay, so blend surface, slightly different transition from the multi-section. But blend surface has a little another option here. If I double click the blend surface, one of the favorite reasons I like to use a blend surface is, one of my favorite reasons is, if I change the tension under the tab tension for the first selection or the second selection. So let's say on the second selection I increase my tension, hit preview, and look what it can do. Okay, so it's as if I pulled it 3.5 times harder on this side than I did on this side. You can also just type in the number. I'll type in 2 and hit tab and preview that. I will type in 1.5 and hit tab and preview that. Maybe you want just a little bit more pull on the top than you did on the bottom. So the warning is, the more you mess with the tension, the greater the change is going to be when it goes from one to the next. So tension 1, pretty much your average ratio. The smoothest transition it can really make without making too much of a drastic curve. See, if I went 3 and 3, you get some crazy stuff going on. Maybe that's what you want to do. So great, you can do that. You know, we could beef that up even more and get more crazy. But if you're trying to make it, this might be something hard to actually make. but you can get a lot more deviation than you did with the fill and the multi-sections. All right, so to finish it, I'm just going to go back to 1 and 1. You guys can try out those options though and compare your differences between your blend surface, your multi-section, and your fill. So that was doing blends, multi-section, fill, holding tangencies at the boundary curves. All right, hopefully you got that to work. We'll move on to the next thing.